Hello, guys. Welcome to another segment of The Microwave. When you hear this sound, that means things can get steamy and hot really fast. Thanks for tuning in to this segment of The Microwave. Hey guys, welcome back to another segment of The Microwave. When you guys hear this sound, know that things can get hot and steamy real fast. I have another special guest with me today, and this woman is a very unique woman who has a good spirit and a love for people, especially her animals, especially her dogs. And if y'all follow her on Facebook or something, you have seen she has such a love for animals. And I thank her for being here with me today. And I'm going to jump straight into it. So introducing to some and presenting to others, I have Terri. What's going on, Terri?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Terri, I have to bring you here because you have this special love for dogs like I've never seen for a person. Like, you actually treat them like they're like human beings, like babies, like they're really your babies.
I wish I could file them on my taxes, but I can't. So
if I was get some food stamps for them too.
A little bit.
I brought you on as a guest because so many people love dogs, and so take us into the life of the dog lovers.
I mean, well, ever since I was a kid, I love dogs. And I'm going to say that because when I would say maybe 4 or 5, that was the first animal that I received. It was a dog. I've never experienced a cat. Right. Now, I come to find out because my mom has a phobia of cats. So.
Do you like cats?
Yeah, but I mean, sorry, cat lovers, but I need a little more interaction. They're boring. So.
Wow. Just said that boring.
Sorry,
no. It gets steamy.
No, but I just always love dogs. Having dogs, and then the way that if you're a true dog lover, you'll understand what I'm saying. When dogs look at you and you treat them right, like the love
they
that
do
you
have
see
this
in
look.
them, you just know you're no wrong in their
And
eyes.
it's amazing with me because I run from that love because it's like, one day they have to pass away. I don't want to get so attached because, it's like, man, they're going to pass away and my heart is going to be broken,
Yeah, but I mean, as an animal lover, it's the same thing with your children. Like, we love our children unconditionally. Dogs is unconditionally as well. It's just a different level of, dividing them from your kids. So, one day either you or your child is going to go, but it's learning to embrace that moment now. I mean, because my pit bull that I had for 16 years, I never thought that she would leave. But, she got sick one day and I had to let her go. And I was pretty much traumatized.
So did you cry?
Yes, I did. Well, because it was unexpected. I took her, when I go out of town, they go to the vet and they stay in the kennel there with the other dogs. And that's kind of how I started my business. I'll let you know that. But I took her to just stay for that weekend. And when I was leaving to go on the trip, and they come outside and say, hey, the doctor wants to see you. And I'm like, what's going on? You want me to pay now? And she came and she said, well, looking at your dog, she has a tumor. Like, her whole stomach is basically a tumor. And unfortunately, we can't keep your dog because I can't say she's going to be alive when you get back. So at that very moment, it's either not take my trip and leave, or I had to make a decision to actually put her down right then and there. It wasn't a decision I had to make on my own. I had the kids with me at that time. I had my mom and my sister with me, everyone that was close to her. So we actually made decisions together. But what made me decide to put her down is because I asked the vet, is she suffering? And she said, well, she's a pit bull. They fight. They're fighters. But my question is she suffering? Because I refuse to have a dog to suffer. But at the same time, it's like, oh, but she may can live longer. She may can go 2 or 3 months, but I don't want her to suffer for 2 or 3 months. But one thing I found out, and, with me being an African-American woman, if a dog never experienced, like, I have a Caucasian friend, and my dog's never been around, anyone that's white. And I never think none of it's more like, oh, you never met this person or whatever. So you'll think they react that way. But I've learned that some dogs will get shot because they've never
Oh,
seen,
they identify cultures if they haven't been around.
And I only experienced that once, and I was like, why are you?
So we can teach animals how to be segregated and be prejudiced, maybe.
But I won't. So I mean,
dogs can be prejudiced. Wow, that's interesting. So. When it comes to your dog sitting business, is that something that a lot of people do? Dog sitting, is that?
You'd be surprised. In that industry, that a lot of people are personally doing that. I wasn't trying to. I was naturally keeping friends' dog, family dogs, because they'll be out of town. I'm not doing it. They know that their dog is in great care. My business started is because friends and family were telling others, like, hey, she watches my dog and she does great, and my dog don't like nobody, but they love her. And this is kind of how it all started. So I may have been doing this for a year, and I have 15 to 16 clients that trust. And it's not just, so small dogs I keep in my home, large dogs I keep in their home. People do trust me to come to their home and everything, and I always like to meet them first before they go out of town. You'd be surprised how many people don't need to meet you. But I've had people leave their key or their garage opener and come with the dog. But I always ask about the dog, the type of dog, how they're around other animals, and just meeting new people. So I always go first, because I have one client, she has 3 cane corsos. One of them is, he's the large cane. I can barely walk him, but I do it. I went over maybe a week and a half before they went out of town and left. I slept in a shirt, and I went over there and took it to him. By the time it was time for me to visit, it was around his neck. He was chilling. So when he saw me, he was so excited. So he was already used to my scent. So it was okay for me to come in the home where he doesn't see his owner and this strange person's coming in, but I know that scent. Mm-hmm. So it just naturally.
So do you think a dog should be spanked?
No. I mean, no.
Should your child be spanked?
No. It depends on how you. Look. Now there's some kids I'd be like, woman, let me keep your kid for a week. Give me just 1 week.
Do you ever say that about a dog? Let me keep your dog just one.
Give me one. Just give me 1 day with your dog.
Because you got some dogs, they run around, they turp stuff, they won't listen. So do you just like get a newspaper and just roll it up and just pop them?
No. So it's a training opportunity. Like I will keep dogs. People, I would keep other, client dogs like overnight or whatever, but they say, oh, well, my dog is a little iffy with going outside, or my dog has a habit of jumping on the furniture. It's a training technique. And some of it I would do it off just to kind of set my heart, because it has to, because you can't do this in my home. Like you can't be, you can't come in the kitchen and jump on the counter to see what you want. That's unacceptable. So it's a way to train them. And like I have kennels, but timeout is 10 minutes, and then they come out. So a dog is going to notice, like, only when I do this, I got to go in here, and I hate going in here. And then especially with other dogs being around, and okay, I go in here every time I do this, but all the other dogs are playing. They understand.
But if a dog breaks out of someone's out the backyard and somebody's walking by and he attacked them, should he be put to sleep?
That's why I say that's a sticky question, because I don't want to put dogs to sleep, but I also don't want this human life to be jeopardized because the lack of another human, not keeping an eye on their animal. I don't do bathroom in my house, so my dogs are on a schedule. It's morning, afternoon, and night, and that's just how I do my dogs. People do it multiple times a day, but my dogs know, so they're used to holding it. If they have to use it, we go early in the morning, maybe 3-ish in the afternoon, and then maybe 8, 9 o'clock at night.
I don't have a dog, but I want a dog. But the hours I work, how am I going to potty train it when I'm gone 8 hours a day? So will the dog hold it until I get home?
It's possible a dog going outside twice a day just to use the bathroom. And that goes with how you're feeding them and how you're intaking their water.
So if a person, say someone's watching, if you leave at 8 o'clock in the morning to go to work and you don't get home till 5 p.m. and your dog is there, how do you train it?
I do it all the time. Like I said, they go early in the morning. So with that schedule, early in the morning, before I go to work. They even though they used to going around 2 or 3, they'll be okay to 5 because they're also trained not to use in the house. When a dog know that they cannot use in the house, they get used to that, and it doesn't feel right when they do. If they use it in the house, they really been locked up so long and they couldn't hold it. But they like to do it outside. For one, they do the smells, and outside it's just more comfortable for them. And I don't want to get locked up if I use it in the house. So I don't want to go in the kennel. So yes, dogs get excited when they see people that like, I know you've probably been over someone's house, dog jumping on you, and people like, oh, it's okay, that's what he do. No, that's not okay though. This person may like dogs, but they may not mess with dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like dogs, but I don't want dogs on me and whatever. And you have to learn how to teach your dog that. And the dog is not doing anything wrong because that's naturally in them. You know that, but as an owner, you need to be able to say, hey, stop. And they stop.
Should you give a doggy treat every day or do you give them a doggy treat only for if they do something good, or just every day give them a doggy treat?
You can give a dog a doggy treat every day. It's the same thing as you want a piece of candy every day. You eating a cookie every day. You just want a little treat every now and then. They have the same food that they're eating throughout the day like you. If chicken and rice is your favorite meal and you eating it and you tired of that. Right, so that's what kind of the treat comes in. That they don't necessarily always have to get a treat to be rewarded. It's just because I want to give you a treat. You're my baby. Let me give you a treat. You give a kid a cookie. It's the same thing. What's
interesting? This is just off subject a little bit, but since we're talking about dogs, I think this is pretty interesting to bring up. I was at the mall not too long ago, and they had a police. He was a dog that sniffed people to see if they have guns, and he was walking up to people, and the way he was acting, he was just trying to get at them, and the police walked up to him and said, "Hey, you can't have a gun in the mall." And then right after he, discovered they have a gun, the dog would sit down and he's ready for a treat, and then the police would give him a treat.
Well, I mean, if he found out he got a gun, I probably would give him a treat.
Right. So it's just interesting how you use treats.
But that dog was working. That dog is actually working. That can be his form of payment.
Right.
So every time he, finds something out and he's successful at that, now I got to pay you for your service. Right, yeah. So you can look at it like that.
That's pretty cool. What are some signs if your dog want to go to the restroom? Maybe they don't go sit by the door, or maybe they don't say, hey.
They keep coming up on you, or keep just, like, what's wrong? What? And then you haven't let them out in a while, or they just ate or drunk a lot of water. It's what you pay attention to. Dogs are just like kids. If they walking around the house, they eating, they playing with toys, you're still paying attention to what they're doing. You keep an eye on their movement. The same with your kids. You keep an eye if they're eating candy and all that, and they're in Pampers, but you're doing potty training. Okay, you had some juice. It's time to get on the pot, and you're gonna have. It's the same thing with the dogs. Just keep an eye on them.
This could be a curveball for real. Heard that sound? It could get hot and steamy. Right. So when you have a dog and you're a couple, and you're in the bedroom, and it's getting a little, it's getting a little heated. Should a dog be in the same room when you're getting some kisses?
Have mercy, help me.
Should a dog be sitting there looking?
Yeah, well, yeah and no. I've been in that
situation.
Is
that uncomfortable?
I've been in that situation. My dog, like I said, they train, they be on the floor, but they sitting there in their head like this. Like, what's that? Or
what is it?
I've had one jump on the bed, like, never seen that bottom before. But, it's just, yeah. So I would say keep them outside the room.
Outside the room.
And you don't want them in the cage because you can see them and they looking at you in the head going like this, like, what's going on there?
What's the name of your business, your dog sitting business?
Auntie Fur Babies, in reference to my auntie that I lost.
Fur Babies. And that's to what you're...
In reference to my auntie. My auntie was my best friend. I lost her to cancer a few years ago. But wow. She also loved dogs. She just couldn't love them the way she wanted to because she was always sick. She was sick for a long time.
Auntie Fur Babies.
Yeah.
We're going to put that on the screen. Auntie Fur Babies. How can they reach you to get your dog sitting services? And y'all see her passion for dogs, so your dogs are going to be well taken care of. The number's on the screen to reach her, which is...
My phone number.
Your phone number?
My phone? No. I did set up a Facebook page, so it's Auntie Fur Babies on Facebook.
Aunties Fur Babies, Facebook.
Yeah, and then on the Instagram, it's at Aunties Fur Baby. But I also have the email at auntiefurbabies at gmail.com. My phone number is on there. They can reach out to me. My Facebook page, you can set appointments, request an appointment. But personally, they can text me on the number on there, ask me questions or anything like that. Okay. So,
but I want to. Ash, so are you on, the market for the bras that's looking? Are you on? We don't see no ring. Are you on the market or what? What's
I am on the dating scene.
On the dating scene, all right.
I do have an overall goal at the end. of getting married. So if somebody's trying to date me and they just want to play, I don't play in the sandbox no more. We can play at the beginning, but we know there's an overall equal goal at the end. But
Beyonce, if you really want to put a ring on it.
And not be rushed into that. No time soon for that. It needs to be firm. It needs to be equally understood. So
I appreciate you for coming, taking time out your busy schedule. And again, if you guys need a doggy sitter, reach out to her. You will have good service. She will take care of your dog. It probably not want to come back, but
had that happen too. Right. They dogs don't want to go home.
So again, Terri, appreciate you for coming. Remember, guys, as always, don't live life based off of others' perception of who you are. And until the next segment, we meet again on the microwave. Hey guys, here in the microwave, we're going to have many guests, some businessmen, some entrepreneurs, some pastors, just regular people like you and I who deal with everyday experiences. Some of them may be even going through those experiences. So keep in mind, the microwave, it can get hot and steamy really fast. So remember, don't live life based off of other people's perception of who you are. And until we meet again on the next segment of the microwave.